Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is week 10 of our Marvel Rivals Club season. We have a match between Bluffton Esports and Akron STEM. I'm OP Nice, and I'm here with Anakin, even. So, how you doing, Anakin?
I'm doing pretty good on this Tuesday afternoon here. I'm excited to watch some Marvel Rivals, especially in this last week of regular season here. I think we got a pretty good match on our hands between Bluffton and Akron STEM.
See, Akron already pulling out here with the Spider-Man, something a very high skill ceiling character. You're gonna have to do a lot of tricky maneuvers here, and already the Venom helping out the Spider-Man onto the dive onto the Rogue, but the Rogue is gonna be able to hit the CC there, and Rogue is kind of by herself, but is gonna be able to fend off the dive from the Spider-Man and Venom.
Yeah, the Spider-Man and the Venom just going to be able to, like, basically tag team whoever they want because they have, like, super high mobility. They can swing from the skies into the enemy backline and just kind of do whatever they want. But, I mean, Bluffton is on the Rocket Raccoon. They're on the support pool as well. So, I mean, the backline can definitely fight back against these dives, as I believe we just saw, as Bluffton is going to take control of the point here first.
Yep, they're going to take control, and that's also going to be an immediate swap from Akron STEM off of the Spider-Man and onto a more traditional DPS on the Hela. First ult coming online is going to be the Deadpool ult from Akron STEM, as the Hela is going to be able to get this high ground. It's going to be a big knock up there from the Venom, as he has to disengage pretty quickly.
Yep, and you do have to take into account that the Venom, the Jeff, and the Hela all share a symbiote team up. So Jeff gets like a mini soul bond that I believe we just saw come out there from the Jeff, and the Hela gets a buff to her stun actually, and the Venom already going to be getting nice and active there, ripping their ultimate and opening up the map just enough for Akron STEM to capture that point there.
Good flip there from Akron STEM, as there was a very long fight with, very slowly whittling back Bluffton's defense, but Bluffton didn't have to use an ultimate, so they're coming back here with 4 ultimates strong, 5 ultimates actually. That's going to be a start with a Gambit ult channeled, and is going to be activated with the Gambit ult. That basically just means a fight win, a massive ante on the 3 targets, as the Namor is going to keep their squids out as well. Bluffton is going to get a pick with their Deadpool, but not really much else there, as Bluffton is kind of just being able to hold their own. Akron STEM can't really find another pick, even as they use their ults. Bluffton still has only used 2 ults here, as they have so many more available.
Yeah.
Akron trying to hold it down as well.
Yeah, and Akron STEM still in control of this point. Just fighting on this point, stalling out the point, and just not trying to give up total point control, because as long as this fight goes on and they do have a touch, I mean, they're just going to be ticking up that percentage here.
It's going to be Magneto dunk available, throws it right at the Venom, does a lot of damage, but not going to be able to get the pick. That's a shield on the Venom, is just going to be able to tank so much damage. Then Imor does find a pick onto one of Akron STEM's supports, and that might be what cracks open this defense, as that's going to be Sepia Badger finding a second pick. Are going to get rezzed by the Rocket Raccoon as well, and really with that Jeff,
but a 100-meter Jeff
swallow.
The tech, is he going to get to the legend time? I'm not too sure. Yes, he is. Spinning 4
spits him alone. Oh my goodness.
A beautiful Jeff tech right there from ADHD kicking in. If you didn't know, if you ult from over 100 meters away, no one can hear your ultimate voice line. And on Jeff, it is just very, very, very strong. And I mean,
that won him the point.
It did.
That one Akron the point, that swallow alone.
It did single-handedly win them the point. I mean, a very beautiful play from the Jeff. ADHD kicking in, doing a great job carrying that first control point there. And another note
Bluffton, I'm
about,
pretty ticked off there.
Yeah, if I'm Bluffton, it's not looking too good, because I mean, like, there's almost no time to react to that. And I mean, like, they're in the middle of the fight, so I'm sure they didn't have many cooldowns to counteract or get out of the way of the Jeff ult. It was just too late by the time they realized.
Sepia Badger did a really good job getting like 3 opening picks there on the Namor, but I mean, when the Jeff just swallows 4, it's really hard to get back there, as you just lose 4 members of your team so quickly, and Akron were all back off respawn as well.
Yep. And I mean, Akron also just pretty much mega buffing this Jeff because they are going to swap back onto the Deadpool. And Jeff and Deadpool also have a team up. Jeff can plop down a little plushie that heals for an insane amount. So Jeff doesn't have one. He doesn't have two. Well, in this case, he has two. But he also has the Groot team up and he has the Storm team up, making him the most team upable character in the game right now.
I mean, the team up, brother, we saw the symbiote just able to give a lot of shields to his team. And that's just a lot less healing that Jeff has to do if he has that shield as well. Rogue immediately going to jump on in and pop the ult. Is going to find a pick onto the Namor, who just cannot escape. Is going to get seed there by the Emma Frost, but the Rogue is just going to be able to sustain with all that life remaining. But it goes a little bit too deep here. Has to be careful. Does get stuck against the wall. But it's going to be able to retreat pretty easily there. Bluffton able to get the first pick and able to hold it down. That is going to be the stun onto the Venom, puts him down. And Akron Stem kind of having to back up here as Bluffton has the objective and is kind of staggering them out.
Yeah, and I mean, Bluffton with full control of this point here, and they're going to be able to gambit as well.
And the Groot ult, that's a massive Groot ult!
But are they going to be able to convert?
But it's only going to get one pick.
Oh,
it's only going to get one pick. The Jeff does fall. Invisible Woman, 1 HP as well. Namor trying to back up here. Honestly, it just has to be... wait, Bluffton isn't pushing. They're down like 3.
Oh, and we're going to see another 100-meter Jeff ult coming out from ADHD kicking in. Are they going to get there in time? Not quite. Very unfortunate.
Well,
but hey, it's worth the shot.
It did put him back in the fight faster, at least.
This is true.
And Rogue just gets immediately taken down there. The hard CC is going to stop him. The Venom does pop the ult, gets a little bit active here. Namor tries to look for his whale while channeling it, gets taken down. The Hela is ult in the backline as well. Akron Stem doing massive amounts of damage to Bluffton here, and they're going to be able to cap the point, and Bluffton has to walk back to spawn.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very strong first hold from Bluffton, getting 68% charge onto the point here.
Ooh!
Beautiful.
What a dagger spray.
Yeah, but I mean, if Akron Stem just keeps on doing what they're doing from this fight on, I mean, it's going to be very hard to retake this, especially into the Hela Namor. Just such a powerful team up and combo.
See, a lot of ults, though, on the side of Bluffton. So they are going to be at the ult advantage here, especially with that Groot ult coming online here very soon. It's going to let them play very aggressive and get some good combos off.
Yeah, 100%. Like, if they're smart, they are going to probably Groot and Namor combo, because there's really not much you can do when you're pretty much hard stunned and you have a big, massive, heavy whale coming at you from the skies. Not much counterplay to that, but I mean, Bluffton just going to be able to capture the point here.
I mean, the Rogue opened up with that first pick and was able to have them convert it over to the point. It's going to be the Groot, going to be close to be able to get an ult here. It is going to hit 3, but no one really combos with it as they're going to be just healed back to full from just the Deadpool using his ability.
Yeah, I mean, the Deadpool ultimate putting in pretty good work, and the Gambit ult's going to come out as well. Ult's coming out from all sides here as Bluffton's going to approach 99% of the point. All they need to do is win one team fight here.
It's going to be Bluffton. I mean, very expensive in terms of ultimate, but have killed so many. And Akron Stem used a lot of their ultimates as well. All they're left with here is a Jeff and maybe a Hela ult. And with the cleanups here, Bluffton going to be able to cap the second point, and we have a game on our hands.
Yes, we do. Going to be tying up the score 1-1 on this first Krakoa map, and now we're going to be going over to the carousel point here. And I mean, honestly, anything can happen. Both sides have been playing pretty good. From Akron Stem, we're going to see another Jeff ult and close to a Hela ult. However, Bluffton does have the Rogue ults too, so going to be interesting to see what these guys do with their ultimates. Are we going to see another 100-meter Jeff ult? I'm not exactly sure. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
I mean, something with Bluffton, their Rogue has been very essential in getting these first opening picks, been able to dive almost by themselves a lot of the time, be able to convert off the Namor headshots. and has really opened it up for Bluffton. I mean, Rogue has gone in, get like 2 picks and then dies, but those 2 picks are just massive.
Yeah, 100%. The Rogue is just doing an amazing job disrupting Akron's front line, mid line, and like honestly disrupting absolutely everyone, especially with this Rogue ult just taking the ult charge from Akron's stem, and it does definitely disrupt their ultimate economy just a little bit. It's definitely enough to make an impactful difference on this game here.
And already starting out here in the mid fight, Jeff has the ultimate available, doing some good healing as well. We're going to see the Deadpool is going to have ult as well for Bluffton. The Venom has to run away quickly as he falls to low HP. It's going to be able to escape with just his life remaining. Namor getting punished a lot here by the Magic, and the Magic kind of out of cooldowns and in the middle of the team. There's going to be a lot of damage being happening. Groot ult is going to CC 3 of them together, but no one's going to convert. The Groot gets punished for using his ultimate, and Bluffton just was not able to have any conversion on it. Magic is going to be able to pop their ult, doing a lot of damage. Can't quite find a pick yet, as it's going to be a Deadpool ult coming in to kind of cancel it out, and that's going to be the Magic having to back up.
Yeah, the Deadpool ultimate just completely sustaining the entirety of that Magic ultimate.
Gambit ult is going to come back here. The Bluffton able to re-engage here. It is going to be even as the Magic is going to find a pick, and same with the Gambit finds another one. Namor finds another pick to get them up in the fight. But that is going to be a Gambit using their ult as well on the side of Akron's stem. Magneto falling low, has ult available as well. Gonna look for the slam dunk, and it's going to kill a squid. Doesn't quite land on anyone else. It's going to be the Jeff looking to try to escape with his life, but gets absolutely obliterated by Groot. And Akron Stem had control of the point for 35%, but Bluffton comes out on top.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't see any more charge. That must have been a very long, elongated first fight for both sides here. So it was just like a big stalemate. So not a lot of people, neither of the teams were able to get that first tick and like get that charge that we saw in the 2 previous rounds. So it's going to be a little bit closer here. And, I mean, Akron Stem is coming up into the fight with a couple ultimates. They're going to have to play a little slow, maybe build these crucial ultimates like the Mantis, maybe build the Venom as well, as Bluffton just has an overwhelming amount. We're going into this fight with 5.
I mean, the 5 ults, just numbers-wise, they're just in the massive advantage. You just have to use them early. The Rogue gets the Mantis down to 1 HP. You're just going to be able to pop the ult. Same with the Venom as well. But it's not going to really find any picks here, as Bluffton are just going to be able to sustain even with using the Whale and the Rocket ult. Not even a big support ult having to be crushed here. This is going to be the Deadpool ulting back to try to recontest the aggression from Akron Stem. And it seems that, again, no picks are coming either way, as the supports are just going to be left untouched, as Akron cannot find a way to hold on to points.
Yeah, a beautiful
ult hits
comes
3
out from the Groot here, but again, no one's able
conversion
to convert any kind of kills here.
It's going to be, actually, this is going to be the first one falling. It's going to be the Deadpool on the side of Bluffton, but Bluffton fire back with 2 picks of their own. The Magneto falling to 1 HP. The Jeff trying to keep him alive, and is still keeping it alive from the Groot, who's trying his hardest to take him down. But without DPS, you just cannot deal enough damage. The Groot wall doing a great job of separating Akron here. So that's going to be Magneto being able to crawl their way onto point. Venom has his second ult this team fight. And Bluffton are kind of actually bleeding out of ults here, as the Deadpool has to use his ult a second time. The Magneto has the dunk available, hits 1. That's going to be the Gambit. A massive pick for the Magneto, but it's just going to get rezzed back up immediately. The Whale looking for some damage. It's going to hit big, and that's going to be a pick onto the Hela. With all that damage gone, it's going to be very good for Bluffton. But again, it gets rezzed. That's going to be a Jeff ult looking for anything and everything. It hits 3 with the Jeff ult, and the ledge is right there. So that is going to be Akron finally opening up the fight and giving you a take down 3 with a Jeff swallow.
Yes, that Jeff needed to hit the ult, and they did. Just securing that fight, just giving them a little bit more time on the clock to work with here, because, I mean, Bluffton only needs 1 fight and 1 fight only to secure this win, and they're going to be taking a little bit of an alternate route here, maybe throwing off Akron's awareness, as they do have the Rogue and the Rocket ult at their disposal here.
Throws his ult already, looking for a pick, and already the Jeff is going to fall down to the Gambit. It's going to be the Rocket throwing his ult back and trying to help something here. That is going to be the Groot ult coming in and going to hit 3, and it's massive this time. Finally, Monotech able to get the Groot ult he's been waiting for. And the Venom is going to be able to pop his ult to try to stall point as long as he can, but not going to be able to do any damage. Just that Deadpool ult is just going to be too much sustain, and Bluffton is going to be able to cap the point. But we do see a Strange GP, a last-ditch effort to a touch. It's going to be Arthur gonna go through the TP, but Rogue is gonna immediately use their ult to try to cancel out any aggression here. Microtech finds a pick with his wall onto the Jeff. The whale is actually gonna fly south, as it's not gonna get anyone in it. But with a rocket in this position, no one able to stop him. The healing is just way too much, and that is just gonna be Akron bleeding out on the points, and it's gonna be Bluffton taking the first map.
Yeah, Akron really did put up a really strong, really good fight there. But unfortunately, Bluffton just had an overwhelming amount of ults, and I mean, really hard to come back from a fight like that. But I mean, both sides played that very, very well. I'm excited to see how what map we get into next, because honestly, depending on the map, it could go either way. I like out of all the series we've seen, I think this is the most likely to take us to a map 5. That is for sure.
Definitely. A shout out to the Groot there, able to get 11 final hits there. Definitely working his magic. That really helped that kind of last fight there. He kind of got like 4 picks just right there. Same with the Namor, able to get all those early picks we saw so often and get that 28 kills as well.
Yeah, 100%. And shout out to the support pool, just putting in immense amounts of healing and damage as well, along with a bunch of final hits as well. Like, I mean, just Deadpool, one of the more new supports to, or one of the new heroes to the roster, as you can play him as a support, you can play him as a DPS, and you can play him as a tank. Just, I mean, just showing off his versatility as a character with all that utility as well. But I think we're going to get a short little break in before we get into this next map. I'm excited for it, so stay tuned after this short little break. This is Esports Ohio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is week 10, our final regular season week for our Marvel Rivals club season. I'm here with Anakin, who is the Marvel Rivals expert, and we are in a match between Bluffton and Akron STEM. Akron STEM and Bluffton are the closest team that we have seen so far in this competition. So how do you think Clintar is going to shape up?
I mean, it's Clintar. It was Akron STEM's pick, I believe, to go to good old Clintar. It's a nice little hybrid map that we got going on here. Lots of long sight lines, very like close quarter combat, I guess, with a lot of like off angles and lots of cover to play off of. Like heroes like the Groot is going to be very strong here. Heroes like the Namor are going to be able to set up on these different angles. The Rocket Raccoon can just sit in the back and heal absolutely everyone. I mean, Rogue's never a bad pick, especially when combined with the Gambit, going to be able to get that team up value. Deadpool, I mean, hey, he's new, he's great. And I mean, again, from Akron STEM, heroes like Jeff, gonna do like pretty much the same job as the Rocket Raccoon, gonna be able to line everybody up in that, in this primary fire, the spray, the stream of water, just gonna be able to line up as many people as possible and charge that ultimate really, really fast. Only problem I foresee is that there's not very many ledges on this map, so they're gonna have to like use some communication and combine that Jeff ults with something else.
The Emma Frost is going to be able to take a lot of space there, but does fall down a little bit. And that's going to already be Deadpool ult being used for the support pool. And Akron and Sam are just kind of holding it, not really getting taken down yet at all. That's going to be a lot of good healing here from the Deadpool, saving his rogue who got walled off even. And Akron and Stem are kind of just like trying to poking and prodding their way in, but Bluffton has so much sustain, it's really hard to get a pick off. Oh, a massive Groot ult! It's going to be able to hit like 4, but the Jeff is not going to be hit into it, so he's going to be able to actually heal his team all the way back to full with his bubbles and his stream of water, and that's just going to be so much healing, there's going to be no pick at all.
And another Groot ult comes out, but again, Bluffton just going to be able to sustain that Groot ult, not going to be able to land any of the combos and convert those kills. But the Hella Mondays, finds 2 or 3.
2. 1 got rezzed. Monotech is able to get a late pick there from Bluffton, and Bluffton are kind of bringing it back. The Whale stuns 3, and there's only going to be 2 more members of Bluffton left here, but the Nanotech is going to be able to stall for a while on the Groot, so maybe his team's able to come back before it's all capped and over. Only 3 members of Akron STEM are able to hold this point here, and I actually don't think we're going to see anyone retouching.
Yeah, especially with those walls. No way Bluffton is getting through that. Beautiful capture from Akron STEM here. We're going to see him try and take some space, make the map theirs, set up these little group walls as well. Maybe box someone up. We will definitely see as more ultimates come online from both sides here.
Definitely shout out to Akron STEM's Hella there Mondays, able to get that very early opening picks there. And honestly, Hella is like the one member of this roster that can really just poke through the massive amount of sustain that Bluffton have.
Yeah, and Fire going to be able to find a really nice pick onto Monotech. And now ultimates are coming out left and right from both sides. And Mr. Wise finding 2.
Gambit ult just massive. They're paired up with the Rogue ult as well. It's going to be Gambit and Rogue, you know, just like Lore Accurate, going to be able to take out the entire of Akron STEM.
100%. Like, these 2 heroes, incredibly strong, especially when paired together. Because, I mean, the team-up ability between Gambit and Rogue, it's very powerful.
See, we do have a Groot ult coming online for both teams, and that is going to be Akron STEM able to push up here a lot, able to take that high ground as well with the MF Frost. The Rogue taking a lot of damage, but Akron STEM is in such an alt advantage, and honestly, it's going to be the Namor falling first. Mr. Wise, though, going to be able to get the refrag there. A massive Groot ult's going to hit 3. They're down 1 support, but the other Groot is going to be able to wall off the majority of the damage, but in the end, Rogue will find a pick onto Fire, and that is going to be Bluffton just trying to pick up these last little picks here so they can get the reset.
Yeah, a really strong hold here from Bluffton on this corner here. It's gonna be it's really gonna take a lot from Akron STEM to break this hold, but I mean, seeing that they do have 6 ultimates online, surely they're gonna be able to do something big here.
It's going to be the Emma Frost mind control, able to get everyone grouped up together. But no other ults are going to be comboed along with this, so the Emma Frost ult only gives them a little bit of position. The Hella ult is going to be online, doing a lot of damage to the Deadpool, but they're not going to be able to pick him. The Rocket Raccoon walks right in the open traffic and falls. Gambit with the ultimate is just not enough, as both supports are going to go down. Mr. Wise, though, is going to be able to get the pick onto the Hella. And Bluffton are not able to regroup together quick enough, and that's going to be Akron with only having to use the 2 ults taking this point.
Yeah, a really efficient and good fight from Akron STEM there, only needing the 2 ultimates to combo through Bluffton's defense there, and now they're going to have a lot more options going into this next fight as well.
None more, able to just barely escape as he was able to use those flank positions here. And we do have a Whale available as well as a Groot ult. The Groot Whale could be massive. Roga's going to go with it aggressively. So that's going to be the Rocket ult. That's going to be the Groot ult as well. But the Whale, it's not going to actually do any damage. It's going to be Mr. Wise and Nanotech finding the last picks in the backline there. I think the Whale was just slightly too far back.
Yeah, I believe it got caught on the payload here. Very unfortunate. Something you don't really want to see. When you're going for these crucial ultimates, just getting it stuck on something as simple as the payload here. It's a very weird shape as well. I'm not exactly sure what shape this is, but it does not like whales.
Symbiote shape.
Yes, symbiote shaped.
We're gonna see another Gambit ult coming online though for Bluffton. One of the strongest ults in the game currently, able to basically win team fights by itself, and that's gonna be the Rogue getting a pick very early on. Akron Stem, even though they have the ult advantage here, is gonna have to fall back because they're just gonna take way too much damage and get reset.
Yeah, Bluffton in the neutral fight here, just doing absolutely like just an amazing job here, just keeping the pressure up, getting those essential picks onto Akron Stem, and now we're gonna see a portal come out here.
Only 7 seconds left. It's going to have to be a big ult here. The Jeff is going to only find the Gambit, but it is going to be a good ult there. As the Gambit just going to be in the middle of the enemy team. He's going to be able to get taken down by the Jeff if he micros it properly, which he didn't. Sepia Badger gets a pick onto one. It's going to get a trade there. So it's going to be the Emma Frost mind control trying to get some damage done, but the Gambit again is going to be able to sustain. The Gambit ult is going to be popped as well. The Whale and the Groot ult, it is going to do some good damage, but it's not going to get any picks, as that's going to be a massive amount of sustain. The Fire Agamotto hits 5! Oh my goodness! Fire with the Strange hits 5 and gets 4.
A beautiful Eye of Agamotto. I mean, one of the best I've seen personally. Hits absolutely everyone, and just finishes off 3 with one click of a button, just showing off the sheer power of this recently buffed Doctor Strange.
I mean, it used literally every single ultimate available for Akron Stem to be able to cap that, as well as Bluffton. Bluffton is only going to be coming back up on their Rocket Raccoon ult, as we do see the Magneto that Monotech just swapped to is going to go down so quickly.
Yeah, and I mean, we're going to see another Deadpool ultimate come into play here. Taunting
Monday's
the
already got
Doctor
a pick.
Strange.
Monday's already got a late pick there. Is going to be able to get finished off by Mr. Wise, but that's going to be the Deadpool getting taken down very quickly. It's just that the Magneto hasn't even made it back to the fight yet, and that is going to be Akron Stem able to kind of just walk down Bluffton.
Yeah, Akron Stem just keeping the snowball pushing, keeping the momentum going forward here. Bluffton just needs to push back with ultimates of their own and start pushing the snowball the other way. I think that's exactly what's going to happen here as we see the Rogue ultimate come out.
Especially with that Rocket Raccoon able to take them down so with the ultimate there, and the Rogue able to walk backwards using that Strange shield to stole for herself. And now with only 15 seconds remaining, it's going to be up to the Jeff to try to make a play. The Jeff eats air, hits absolutely nobody, and gets taken down. The Magneto able to use his bubble to stop the Jeff from swallowing him. And now it's just going to be 3 seconds remaining. There are ults available for Akron Stem, but they're going to have to use them. Oh, then more. Get absolutely demolished. As the Akron Stems no more, it's going to be able to find a pick with their ultimates.
Yeah, and Akron Stem going to be able to capture at this point and keep the symbiote-shaped payload moving, slithering. What? How is this thing moving? I don't know.
I think slithering is
yes,
a good
yeah,
that's a good
slithering.
term. It's slithering along.
Yep, and it's leaving a trail of slime behind it as well. But
And we're going to see some ultimates coming online as well for both teams. There's going to be a dunk online. Massive damage. Takes down the Invisible Woman immediately there as the Whale doesn't quite find one. Eye of Agamotto, though, is going to only find 3 this time. And so that's actually going to be Fuddles able to live through it. And that's going to be the rest of Bluffton able to hold down the line even through Monday's ult. Can't touch the point when you're flying in the sky. And that's going to be Bluffton not getting full capped on, but Akron Stem pushing it a good distance.
yeah, very, very good distance. I mean, it's going to be a little difficult for Bluffton to fully capture this, but I mean, hey, it's not impossible. They did hold it at the very last choke point there. I mean, honestly, anything can happen, and I'm curious to see if we're going to see any swaps in the compositions from either of these teams. We're going to see Arthur maybe swap onto the Penny Parker. Very, very strong hero on this map. Arguably Penny's best map, especially on this first point here. There's just like a couple of nest spots that you can put it down, and it's like rarely ever going to get broken. Oh my god, this hero is so good. And I mean, from the side of
Especially,
Bluffton, I don't think we're seeing too many swaps here.
Bluffton definitely very comfortable on this comp that they've been running here. Not a lot of pushback. They're going to go over to the Venom now that they're on attack. It works a little bit better. But Bluffton honestly are very comfortable in what they've been playing.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to be playing this Venom, playing this Rogue into the Penny Parker and Groot combo. And I was just seeing the Penny perched up on the wall. I honestly forgot that this character could wall climb. And it's
The Cade character's so many abilities in this game. I definitely lose track. Penny Parker, I mean, she is a spider. She is one of the many Spider Men slash women.
yeah, she is a spider, yeah. And now they actually gave her a team up with Spider-Man once again. Spider-Man gets a extra like a web grenade, which is a little interesting, but hey, it's you might as well make use of it if you do have a Spider-Man and a Penny Parker on your team.
It's gonna be the Penny Parker already paying dividends there. This is gonna help us Namora get a pick very early on. And I was going to see a lob of the mines there as well. So it's going to be pretty difficult for them to be able to walk forward.
Yeah, I mean, we do have the Venom Ultimate, or not the Venom, the Deadpool Ultimate online already. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how they utilize this and try and get the maximum value out of this ability here.
It's definitely going to be a very crucial tool to be able to walk through this choke point that's just so clogged with mines and clogged with damage. We do see the Groot ult kind of just disrupting the movement of Bluffton here. Bluffton is that's just going to be the Deadpool ult getting popped already. Sepia Badger falling very low, has his whale available and is looking to walk forward with it. Both Namors have whales available. That's going to be Bluffton using their whale first, doing a lot of damage but not getting a pick there. That's going to be a whale Groot combo, doing massive amounts of damage and getting the Penny Parker the first blood on this team fight here. And that's going to be the rest of Bluffton having to fall back a little bit. So Magneto tries to hold the front line.
Yeah, Akron's
Great
doing a
wall.
great job landing that combo. Didn't quite get the exact like the rings, because if you're familiar with Overwatch, Nemoral is very similar to Doomfist Ultimate. Like, the closer you are to the core, the center of that ultimate, the more damage it's gonna do. The center pretty much doing a complete one shot, especially when combined with the Groot ult. But they didn't quite land that inner circle. But I mean, it was just enough that it knocked everyone down and did loads of damage, and they're able to clean up the fight from there.
It's going to be Gambit ult getting channeled. Is going to be released there. And that's going to be Mondays. Is going to use the Hela ult. Massive amounts of damage is going to be available here. The Magneto eating the majority of it, though. As Mondays can't quite find a good angle here. The Gambit ult doesn't find much either. That is going to be a Penny Parker able to use their ultimate to find a good amount of coverage there. Magneto trying to get that last pick, that last damage, but can't quite find it. As it's going to be the Rocket ult as well as the Emma Frost ult being utilized as well. And there's so many ultimates being tossed around here. But in the end, Akron STEM are the ones that are be able to hold the line all the way, as they're not going to be able to fall down.
Yeah, I mean, Akron STEM utilizing that defensive Penny Parker ultimate, being able to put webs absolutely everywhere on the point. It's going to be really difficult for Bluffton to actually push into that, and I do believe that is why they weren't able to completely capture that point there. But they are going to be coming up on the Rocket Raccoon ult and the Punisher ult there. Fuddles 1,000 gonna have to watch where they're standing. Almost got their head taken off by a Hela.
Photo seems to be definitely lost in thought. They're staring at the edge. Reminds me of the penguin running towards the mountain. That is going to be the Rocket Raccoon ult is going to be released here. But Sepia Badger is not comboing their ultimate with it, so that's not going to be a Punisher ult comboed with it.
Oh, but the Groot ult gets completely swallowed by the Magneto shield.
Grooted so good. That's going to be the Punisher ult. Is going to be available and being used here. That is going to be a defensive swallow by the Jeff. Is going to be good, but that is going to be a pick on so many. That's going to be Bluffton just walking it down and getting his first point here. Oh, whale.
The whale does come out, but unfortunately it's not going to do a whole lot into 5 people that are Gambit ulted. So nice try, though. We are going to see the swap onto the Strange as well.
What is it? Hail Mary whale ult. I did like ADHD kicking in thought process there of having that defensive ult from the Punisher ult, but it just seemed that might have just gotten his team killed in the meantime.
Hey, it happens. I mean, I play Jeff. The amount of times I've gotten my teammates killed, it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. It happens. It's just one of the things that happens when you play Jeff. I mean, we saw ADHD kicking in, completely single-handedly solo a team fight, and I mean, with those,
He did solo the team fight twice though.
yes.
Oh, the Hela doesn't get healed up in time. It's gonna get taken down by Linonia. Thankfully, the res from the Rocket Raccoon is available. As MF Frost is going to be able to walk forward here, but this is going to be an Eye of Agamotto, and it's going to be able to hit 3. It's going to be good, but it doesn't seem like any pick is going to be going out. The Punisher is going to get punished, but it is going to get traded out. The Doctor Strange, but that's actually not going to get the punish for the Punishers. He's going to get rezzed by Fuddles. Fuddles is going to find the business end of the Hela ult as the rest of Bluffton are struggling to continue to stay on point.
Oh, and a fat Groodle comes
Oh,
out from fire, landing 4 kills on the board, keeping this defense rock solid. And Bluffton's only gonna have 1 minute left to capture this checkpoint here. It's gonna be very, very difficult since I mean
but we are going to see some good ultimates coming online, though.
this is true. This is very, very true. We're gonna see the Rocket ult coming up. We're gonna see the Gambit ult. I mean, hey, if they combo the Gambit and the Punisher, this is almost a guaranteed surefire way to win the fight. Let's see if they do it.
So it's going to be the Gambit ult already being unleashed here. The Gambit running straight to the Rocket Raccoon, but it's going to be the damage amplifier is going to be used here. Monotech, though, takes on ADHD, kick it in. Arthur can't hold the line against the Aim of Frost as he's going to get beamed down. And with that, that is going to be Akron Stem on the back foot, as that's going to be them losing 2 crucial members of their team. There's going to be a Jeff ult from all the way downtown, looking to swallow a raccoon. It seems it's going to get a raccoon and a Punisher, but it's going to get immediately slimed out. It's not going to be able to get out with the swallow. And it's going to be the rest of Bluffton kind of just carrying it down the way. And mind you, they've only used 1 ultimate so far in the fight.
This is very, very true. I think they just exploited the mistakes made by Akron Stem, and they're just able to pretty much steamroll the fight and make the call like, guys, let's not use any more ultimates. Except for
Whoa. Slam dunk!
From downtown, doesn't quite get there. I mean,
inspirational.
very, very inspirational. That was for Aura right there. That was an Aura.
Think of the hit, bro.
Ultimate.
Think of the hit.
Imagine if it hit. Oh my god, that would have been like a new punter clip of the week.
We do have both the Rocket Raccoon ult available, and we have, again, the Punisher ult. To put those two together, you have a melted front line. But Akron Stem looking good too, as they do have the Groot Whale combo coming up. Punisher immediately going to just beam down. That is a bubble with no damage available. And that's going to be the Namor getting absolutely decimated, as the Punisher is going to continue walking forward and take down another.
Oh, but the Strange.
I does it for. Takes down the Gambit. That's going to be a massive hit to the Gambit. Forces the Deadpool ult in the back as well. And that's going to be the Whale and Hela ult going to be able to clean up, as it's only going to be 30 seconds remaining for Bluffton to push this to the checkpoint.
Yeah, 20 seconds on the clock. I believe Bluffton's going to have to portal, and that's exactly what they're going to do. But they don't have any ultimates online to actually secure this fight. I mean, Akron Stem has the Groodle and the Rocket Raccoon ult. It's going to be near impossible for Bluffton to win this.
Bluffton had such a good advantage, and that Groot ult's going to hit all 6. So much damage, and it's going to be Dabmaster be able to find the opening pick there, and that's going to be the damage amplifier as well. And Bluffton just cannot sustain, and that's going to be the entirety of Akron just being able to decimate the rest of their roster.
Yeah, Akron just doing an amazing job holding that front line, utilizing those ultimates to their best of their ability, and taking this map to evening the series. 1-1.
Ult economy matters more there. It's just Bluffton had such a good ult economy going into that second to last fight, and they kind of just over ulted. They panic ulted. The Punisher ult was a lot, but didn't quite get enough value to kind of make it, you know, the only ult used.
Yeah, I mean, maybe whiffing that Magneto ult for the Aura was not the play. I mean, maybe things could have ended differently if they had that extra Magneto ult in the pocket. But I mean, hey, who knows? I mean, both teams did play very, very strong games that point, and I'm incredibly excited for map 3 in this series.
I think we might actually be able to go to a map 5.
I agree. I mean, with the way these guys are all playing today, I mean, a map 5 is just sure to happen, especially with Bluffton. The map pick is in their court now, so maybe they're gonna pick a map that they are tried and true on. They know, they've practiced, they know in and out. So, I mean, we will see what they pick after the break. So stay tuned, guys. This is Esports Ohio.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is the 10th week and our final week of our regular season for Marvel Rivals Club season. We have a match between Akron STEM and Bluffton Esports, and these two teams have been duking it out together, having 1-1 going neck and neck both maps.
Yeah, 100%. We are on map 3 of a potential 5-map series. And now we're on good old Tokyo 2099 Spider Islands, a nice little convoy map where you have to push this little spider all the way to the end goal here. And Akron STEM running the Penny Parker along with the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man pretty decent on this map if you can stay alive long enough to do it, as you are able to just pull people directly off the ledge there if you're able to get behind them.
Yeah, and they are going to be utilizing the new Penny Parker and Spider-Man team up as well. We're going to see
decent damage there on the Spider-Man.
Yep. Yeah, we're going to see how much value they can really get out of this team up as well, since we have yet to see it in use yet.
Rocket does find himself by himself and singled out by the Spider-Man, who's going to be able to hit him with his combo. That is going to be the first pick from the Spider-Man. And, we saw the Lord icon a little bit, in the pre-screen there. I mean, he's just going crazy already.
100%. Lord on Spider-Man, and I think we did see the Lord on the Black Panther as well. This guy might just be a dive specialist.
He's very good at doing that get in and get out strategy you want to do with Spider-Man in the mid fights here. Can't really show a lot of pick yet, just building up that ultimate that is really, really strong if you have teammates to pair it up with.
100%. And, Spider-Man is going to get picked by the Rogue, but is immediately going to get rezzed. So, they're right back in it, back in the action.
Back in the fight already getting onto the back line. Is going to be able to do some decent damage over to the Raccoon, but cannot quite find a pick there. This is going to be the Punisher going down quickly from Akron STEM. The Rogue swap is going to be able to really do the anti-dive, as Rogue just has more HP than most divers in the game and can just match them in damage.
Yeah, the Rogue, a very, very strong pick here. Like you said, going to be able to match the damage, match the dive, and going to be able to steal these crucial abilities as well, like the Iron Wall from Groot. Just a super strong ability that you can just grab with the click of a button.
That's going to be a Gambit looking at alt. Gambit does alt. Out of the 6 alts that were available for Bluffton, they're going to be able to use the one there. But you see Arthur Lay swap over to the Thing as they rush back in. It's going to be another ultimate being used by Bluffton. It's going to be the Deadpool ult, trying to match it up. That is going to be the Amazing Spider-Man getting a pick onto the Rocket Raccoon. Magneto looking for a dunk, finds the Raccoon of his own. It's going to be able to also take down the Groot, and that's going to be Bluffton going up in numbers. And if he finds the Shark, it's going to be massively plus.
Yep, and Akron STEM opting to swap onto the Thing here. Pretty solid swap. I mean, just gonna be able to clobber anyone that's in their path here. Gonna be able to shut down this Rogue as well, shutting down all those movement abilities. But I mean, right now it looks like this fight could go either way. Akron STEM is gonna funnel back onto the point.
It's very interesting how it's going either way, because, Bluffton got so many positive in the fight, but the Jeff was just able to live and just wait for his team to come back in. The Thing paying dividends already, as he's going to find a pick and build his ult already.
Yeah, it might be clobbering time sooner rather than later here. We're just going to have to wait and see until the clock strikes that time. And Fire going to be finding an essential pick and sending the Groodle into the backline, solo ulting the Deadpool.
Deadpool just going to get immediately taken down. Foodles is going to be able to try to get the help out with the damage amplifier, but it's not going to really find any value, as he doesn't have enough teammates to really utilize it to the best of its abilities. Monday is going to be able to get a pick, as well as the Spider-Man, makes them all fall to 1 HP with only 1 second left. That's going to be Bluffton having to pop their ult as a last-ditch effort to try to just stall this point. That's going to be the Bucky going to be able to pop their ult already, but it's going to get taken down by the Punisher, who's going to be able to just mow him down. He's going to be able to get the 2K, looking for the third, and with that, the Groot can't stand it. The Punisher was just going to be able to find so many.
And the Jeff going to be able to swallow the Rogue and spit them off of the map. But the portal's going to come out from Bluffton. But it's time. Gonna find two on
Clobber
the
time.
Shatter.
But the stun isn't really good enough as they're going to be put in a spot where they can't really reach. Steppy Badger finds a pick onto the Invisible Woman there from Akron Stem, and that's so much healing being taken away. The Thing can barely sustain himself, and it's going to get almost taken down immediately. The Magneto dunk onto the Shark is going to take him down, but a TP is available here from Akron Stem. Is he going to TP around the point and immediately get 2 picks as too much of Bluffton have fallen low, and that's going to be with the Invisible Woman ult and the TP. That's going to be Akron Stem able to stop the push from Bluffton.
Yeah, a very beautiful TP from both sides. I mean, Bluffton did commit the TP first, and they were able to funnel out onto the point and almost capture the point. But at the very last moment, Akron Stem was able to respond with their very own TP and get that Invisible Woman ult off, along with lots of slashes and dashes from the Black Panther as well.
Marvel Rivals, it kind of just feels like nothing, then ults, and then just everything all at once, and then whoever comes out on top, it's kind of just a toss-up each time.
Yeah, it really depends on all of these ultimates, how you use them, and just like the combos. The combos are so essential in this game because that's one of the only ways you're going to be able to break through the massive amounts of healing that you're going to find in this game. From like heroes like Jeff, from heroes like Rocket Raccoon, even Deadpool, able to build his ultimate in mere seconds. Like it's so overwhelming. So you need these combos like the Groot, the Bucky, like I mean comboing with ultimates like the Shatter from the Thing, and like I mean the Punisher as well. Like this ultimate can kill through pretty much anything you throw at it. So I mean it really depends on how you use these ultimates, and I mean I believe
You can just see it start out already. Bluffton have to hold this even better than Akron Stem, and they're not really holding this close choke already. So Akron already able to take a lot of early space.
Yeah, I mean, this early space is very, very important to Bluffton, and they're just giving it all up, turning this like 2-3 fight point into maybe like 1 or 2 fights, not like maybe even 1 if it goes south, because I mean the cart is just constantly pushing up, and I mean if they just keep on pushing it and then they take the fight, it's only going to be a 1-fight map, and that's not exactly what you want if you're Bluffton on the defending side here. You want to take as many fights as possible.
And with that, Bluffton does get the first pick, but that is going to be a massive Groot ult already being thrown. I mean, Bluffton are just caught like fish in a barrel, and they're just going to go down to the Thing. Groot doing so much damage that it's going to be the damage amplifier trying to make it even here, but it's not. It's going to get destroyed in just mere seconds as the Punisher tried to set up quickly. The Bucky ult is going to be good as well. The Bluffton is going to be able to use their own ult, the Groot ult of their own, but the Invisible Woman ult is going to stop any damage from coming in. Mondays and Kuruda Messer is going to be able to go into the DPS and find those crucial picks. And as you were saying, this 3-fight point is going to end up to just be almost 1.
Yeah, I mean, the only way Bluffton's going to be able to touch here and maybe get a fight as 6 players is if they TP. And it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that's what they're doing. They're going to try and just run out onto the point all at once into a Groot.
Jeff is going to be able to get a swallow off as well. The Punisher doing a little bit of damage here, but it's going to be a spit, a little bit of a TK there as well, as he's going to be able to kill his own Bucky. And, I mean, it doesn't matter in the end. That's just going to be Bluffton unable to capture this point. And this is Akron Stem's bread and butter, it seems.
Yeah, 100%. Akron Stem really stepping up to the plate, showing Bluffton who's boss with a full hold and a nice, simple little capture onto that point here, making this series 2-1.
Akron Stem playing very well there, as they're going to be able to stop any chance of Bluffton from really holding that down there, especially Bluffton kind of making the kind of wrong decision to kind of hold that far back. You have the Punisher, so you're kind of incentivized to hold that back corner, but just holding forward pressure like we saw Akron Stem did is what really made their defense last as long as it did.
Yeah, 100%. And like a lot of the higher level teams, they opt to actually run 3 tanks and 3 supports and just stronghold that first corner as long as possible, because nothing can die with the absurd amount of healing and sustain you get from 3 supports and 3 tanks. But I mean, hey, Akron Stem did do a great job holding that corner in spirit with the Groot and the Thing, and like we saw the Penny Parker, I believe, on that first point, just doing a great job keeping those tanks held up and keeping the cart as stationary as possible. And I believe that was the true key to taking this map in such a swift fashion.
Yep, and we're going to see how this fourth map is going to be able to shape up in just a little bit. So we're going to go on a quick break. Don't go anywhere. This is Esports Ohio. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Esports Ohio. This is week 10 of our Marvel Rivals club season, and this is the match between Akron STEM and Bluffton, who are neck and neck right now. Akron STEM being able to catch some steam here, have the wind to fill their sails as they're going to be able to take their second map in a row, making it match point.
Yep. I mean, Akron Sun only needs one more map to take this series and end their season with a win, or end their regular season with a win before they get into playoffs here. And already, as I'm talking about that, they're gonna get 2 picks on the board onto Bluffton.
And definitely what's helping with this is Akron STEM have swapped Mondays over to the Bucky Barnes. I mean, one of the best DPS in the game right now, able to two-shot most characters with 2 headshots.
Yep, this character is incredibly good with a very easily comboable ultimate. But as we say that, we see that an even more broken DPS. They're being Daredevil, but just getting shut down by the Mr. Fantastic and Bucky combo.
Daredevil is broken, but you have to have the hands to use him. You can't just use him by itself. And it's going to be the Rogue sniping the Jeff, who's going to fall down immediately. And now it's only going to be Invisible Woman heals.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Invis can keep up the entire team, but you just got to be aware of what cooldowns you're using and how you're using them, because if you're caught getting jumped without any of your defensive cooldowns, you are a sitting duck.
But while we were saying that, we did see the Bucky able to ult and clean up the fight there. And Akron STEM, this is definitely a different look from them, as they're just kind of rolling over Bluffton right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree here. Yeah, Bluffton is I'm not sure if it's Akron STEM absolutely locking in and taking names, or maybe Bluffton is in their own heads here, not quite locked in as before as we saw them in the previous maps.
You see, it's gonna be it's gonna be the Whale gonna be able to get off 3K with the Whale. That's gonna be the Rogue. We're gonna clean up the 4th. Mondays is gonna get the exit pick there, but the 3K Whale is gonna let Bluffton capture this objective.
Yeah, I mean, Bluffton bringing it back. They don't want to go down without a fight here. They are gonna be committing 4 ultimates to that fight, though. Not something exactly you want to see, since Akron STEM only did use the Invisible Woman ult here. And it does look like they're going to be in maybe 1 to 2 fight territory. So, I mean, with them having ultimate advantage into this fight, it's not ideal.